So back to the motivational minute. So today's topic, excuses. Excuses. We all have them. We all have said them. We all generate them. But it's a matter of how we deal with the situation and when and why we feel an excuse is necessary. My dad, growing up, and sometimes as an adult, I had an excellent quote that I never really cared for. And the fact that I never cared for it makes the even more sense. Oh, show your dad the scope. That's awesome. The fact that I never cared for it means volumes as far as how I live my life now. But the quote is, this motivational minute actually could just be the quote, and then I could hang up. But I'm not. But the quote is, no matter how good the excuse, the end result is still the same. I'm going to repeat that. No matter how good of an excuse you have, that you didn't get something done, that you didn't turn in an assignment, that you didn't complete a task, no matter how good of an excuse, the end result is still the same. It's not done. It's not finished. It's not completed. It's not executed. It's not at the level of the expectation of someone who is expecting you to turn something in or to do something. If I'm driving home from work and the missus calls and says, hey, can you get some milk for the kids? And I am walking out the door, and then my boss stops me, and then another project happens, and then my phone rings, and then I've got to stop and get gas because my car is on E, and then there's an accident on the freeway, and then blah, 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 and I get home without the milk. No matter how good of an excuse, the end result is still the same. The end result in this setting is that I didn't pick up the gallon of milk that the wife asked me to pick up. Now, in that kind of setting, it's easy because, look, I'm in LA, so I'm 5 minutes or less from a store that could have a gallon of milk. But in the midst of all the excuses or reasons that I gave, I could have stopped somewhere to pick up that gallon of milk. Now, if you're in high school and your teacher asks you to fulfill an assignment, but you're on the sports team and you traveled the night before and you traveled in 3 days out of 5 in the week and you had an assignment that had to be completed, it's a group project and you couldn't get it done, it's probably not going to fly when you knew in advance that a project was due that you couldn't complete it and that it wasn't finished. It's probably not going to fly that you had sports or you had practice or you had to work or whatever, because the end result's still the same. Getting rid of excuses means that you're taking a direct approach and a direct stance on your organization. Means that you're taking a direct process to make sure that whatever you have to have done, that you allocate enough time to get it done, or you have to make some key decisions and sacrifices in order to get it done. In college, if any of you listening are in college, I mean, how many of you guys did all-nighters or have done all-nighters when you're studying for a test? Well, if you've done an all-nighter, it's because there's a potential that you may have procrastinated a little bit on the project because the teacher gives you the syllabus, you know when the test is, so you're like, oh, I got plenty of time. And then the night before the test, you realize that the test is on you, so you got to cram and you have to study. Your teacher's not going to take the excuse of or the reason of, I was in the hospital, I had to go home and wash my clothes, I had to support my friends at intramural basketball. That information is not going to fly. You knew about your project and you knew about your deadline, but you didn't plan accordingly. So planning is a key to living a life without excuses. Yeah, sometimes those excuses are reasons and sometimes they're valid. And if you're at work and your boss gives you a directive to do something and you have to reach out and coordinate with 5 or 6 different departments to get it done, and those people don't contact you back or reach back out to you, yeah, that's a reason why the project might not be done. But at the end of the day, it's not done. So you have to start asking yourself, what more could I have done? What more could I have processed? What other questions could I have asked? Could I have asked for help from the person that gave me the assignment when it's looking like I'm going nowhere? Could I have planned a little better to not call somebody at the end of their day or not call somebody during lunchtime? Did I follow up and follow through with the person that I was trying to reach out to? Because when you hit a speed bump, a lot of times in life, we try to handle that speed bump on our own. Excuse me. A lot of times in life, we try to solve a problem that's not ours because we are responsible and we are diligent and we are have the best interest of the company at heart. But at the end of the day, if a project that we've been given, if we're having trouble completing a project that we've been given in enough time for our boss or whoever gave us the project to assist us, we've got to ask for help. You've got to be willing to ask for help. That's one of the hardest things in life, is to ask for help, especially when you're trying to prove and trying to show that you've got it, that you can do it, that you can be trusted with this task or that task, or be trusted to move forward in your company, or be trusted with knowledge and responsibilities. We get more responsibilities, but then we sometimes forget to ask for help. And when we don't ask for help, then we have to make excuses when something's not done. So I challenge you to step it out and really look at how you are getting projects done, getting assignments done, completing tasks, making sure that you're asking questions as the task is being given to you so you understand the full parameters of what someone is asking you to do or to complete or to finish or to start. And when you know what someone is asking you to do and the full parameters on what is being expected, then it helps cut the ability to give an excuse, because you understand what's expected of you, you understand how much time it takes, you understand the resources that's necessary to complete that task, and you do what you need to do to get it done. There's a quote that a friend of mine says, it's figure it out and get it done. Well, to piggyback on that quote, yeah, you should figure it out and get it done, but you should also ask questions. Because sometimes in the figure out and get it done kind of mode and mindset, you're figuring out the wrong thing and getting done the wrong thing, and then you get to the completion and your boss says that it's not right, or your teacher says that it's not right, and you're like, well, I thought that this was this, or I assumed that this was the case. And again, regardless of how good of the excuse, the end result is still the same. The end result is still that project's not done. And it's not done because you didn't ask enough questions at the beginning to really understand what was expected of you with that project. It is paramount in life for us to know what is expected of us. It is paramount in life for us to know what is expected of us, because if we don't know what's expected of us, if we don't ask those questions, if we don't communicate, if we don't listen, if we don't engage with the person asking for us to do something, then you're going to come up with excuses all day, every day, because the project is not done to the liking of the person asking for the project to be completed. Again, regardless of how good of an excuse, the end result is still the same. Regardless of how good of a reason why you didn't do something or you didn't complete a task, the end result is still the same. So today I really want to challenge you all to just step it out and look at the excuses that you make when stuff's not done. Think back to some excuses that you may have had recently about some stuff that's not done, and really think through, why didn't I finish that project? What happened? What are some of the parameters around the project that could have been avoided? Are there questions that I could have asked to get better clarity on what I was supposed to do? And as you do that, really analyze and look at the projects that's ahead of you. Look at the homework assignments. Look at the task. Look at the deadlines that are either self-imposed deadlines or that someone gave you as a deadline. And look at those components to see, is there something more I could be doing to get to the finish line? Is there something more I can be doing to complete this task? And am I completing this task based on the parameters of those that have set the expectations? If the answer is yes to all of those questions, then you are well on your way to making sure that you have what you need to be successful. You are making sure that you are well on your way to completing the task that is being assigned to you, and doing it in such a manner that you don't have to make an excuse about why it's not done. There are days where I'm at the office and look, like, as I said, you're collaborating with people on a project and people don't get back to you, or even if you're following up, if I haven't let my boss know that I haven't had any success in getting a hold of the person that I'm trying to work with or trying to partner with, then shame on me. Your boss, your teacher, your parents, they have the ability and the connections to make sure that whoever you need to complete an assignment, if you're not hearing from them, it turns into your boss's job, into your manager's job, into your teacher's job to figure out how to get you those tools and resources. So again, as I started this Periscope, we oftentimes take on too much of the responsibilities of a task that's given to us, when the prime word in that subject is that it was given to us. It's not a project that we took on our own. It's not a project that we started on our own. It's not a project that we had our own mindset to do. It's a project that we're completing for someone else. So since we have projects that we complete for others, whenever there's a snag, I really challenge you to step it out and communicate that to the person that gave you the project. Communicate that so that way, if you hit a speed bump, they're there to help. They're there to assist you. No matter how busy they are, I guarantee you, if they gave you a project and they want it done and you're not able to complete it, they'll be there to help you. They'll give you other tools or resources or people to call or things to look up or things to research, or you may be going down the wrong direction. And at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you've included that person that has given you the assignment to make sure that at the end of the day, you have reached the goal and the expectation that they've set forth. It's not easy. In human nature, we sometimes want to make excuses when something's not done, or I was too busy, or I had to eat lunch, or my computer crashed, or the dog ate my homework, or any of the above. But it's up to us to make sure that when a project, when a task, when an assignment is given to us, we're working in excellence, looking at the details, planning and organizing to really step it out and make sure that we live excuse-free lives. Because if you can live an excuse-free life, that means that you are appropriately planning and doing the necessary steps to make sure that you can and will be successful in whatever task, project, assignment that you're given. This is Daniel Ferguson for today's Motivational Minute. Thank you everyone for joining. I'm out of the car, so if anybody has any last minute comments or questions they want to add, or let me know where you're from, definitely do so. Check out danielpferguson.com. I'm very, very excited about my website. It launches today, goes live today. Share it with your friends. Share it with your teachers in school. Share it with your coworkers, your peers. I mean, I'm available. I'm a servant leader. I'm here for you all. You all are my audience. You all are my passion. Your growth, your development is what I do. On my website, you'll see the page that is labeled, How Can I Serve You? When you check out that page, that'll give you some insight as to how to take these motivational minutes to the next level. There's career coaching, there's group motivational sessions to really give you an idea as to how to be successful and what it takes. And in the career coaching, I individualize the program specifically for you. My team and I give you some interview prep skills. We do resume review. We do dress for success sessions. And we really make sure that at the end of the day, when it's time for you to step into your greatness, you've got the tools and you've got the resources to do it. We're here for you. My team and I are here for you. Once a month, I'm going to give someone the opportunity to get a free one-on-one session with me and my team for the interview prep, the resume review, dress for success, as well as the career coaching to give you some good tools and insight to know you have what it takes to be successful and you have what it takes to be great. So check out my website, danielpferguson.com. Spread the word. Let people know. I thank you all for your support. I thank you all for joining in. Have a wonderful evening. And don't forget, words bring life. Speak them into existence. Your greatness is waiting. See you tomorrow.